Hey everybody, welcome back to Fab Daddy Garage TV. I am your host, Fab Daddy, and yes, I know I have a face for radio. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here with me today. If this is your first time with us, welcome. I encourage you to go back and maybe watch some of my other videos so you know what I'm talking about, especially the last one. Those of you that this is not your first video with us, if you watched my last video, I said that I was going to get the shop cleaned out, and I want to show you that I actually did get the shop cleaned out. Now, over here, originally was the bench seat out of the front of the truck. It's now over in our lovely storage barn. So I have my tool cart up here, which is actually now empty because I was working out of that, but I put all my tools back into my main toolbox. And then the shelf is new. Went and got that at Menards, I think. It has all my parts for Buford, which if you don't know who Buford is, that's Buford. He is my 1984 Chevy Silverado with a 2004 8.1 liter big block Chevy engine in it with an Allison transmission. And that's the projects I'm working on. So today's project is, I wanted to show you, I have this new vise that I got on Amazon Prime Day. It comes from Vevor. It's not really a heavy duty vise, but it's a heavy light duty vise, if that makes sense. What's really cool is, as you can see, oh, sorry, it opens here, and it opens up to, I think, about 6 inches. But if that's not long enough, you can take this out, flip it around, put it in from this side, and you can have a really wide opening to hold something really wide, which I thought that was pretty cool. And it's got like an anvil surface here and an anvil surface here. So to use that, what I need that for is to build, oh, it also came with these plastic jaws. Sorry, not that kind of jaws. Sorry, I'm not prepped. I should have been ready for this. There, slide that out of the way. Slide this over here. Oh, it has a swivel base, which you couldn't see because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Anyway, so you've got these, I guess they're kind of a rubbery plastic. They're kind of bendy, kind of flexy. What you do is you fit, they've got magnets on the back, and you fit them in here. And then you can take, it's got different spots to put like steel line, like, oh gosh darn it, like this. Say you have a steel line you need to work on. You just put it, that holds it at an angle. That's a smaller one. These are tiny ones. Then you put it in there. Sorry, there. This one's at an angle. That holds it straight up and down. There's even a long groove all the way down. So say you're flaring a brake line or something like that, you can pop those in there, and the soft jaws will hold it without marring the finish. What I got this vise for is I'm going to be building a bunch of AN fittings for Buford, for oil cooler lines and transmission fluid cooler lines. So I got me a little vise to do that. Now, today's project is going to be mounting this vise onto this brake drum. I got this brake drum, as some of you know, I work at I'm a school bus mechanic, and every now and then we throw brake drums on buses, and my boss lets me bring home a brake drum every now and then. So what I have is, I have this plate that I've already got marked, and I have center points hit in it that match up with the base of the vise, and then this is going to mount on top of that, this tube here. That puts it, and then this tube gets mounted on top of this plate, this round plate, which I had from another project that never got done. And as you can see, I've got 5 holes marked out and center punched to bolt onto the brake drum. So as you can see, I've already got everything cut, measured and cut and center punched and ready to drill holes. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up on the drill press back there, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, here we are set up at the drill press. Something I forgot to show you is, you can see that it's 100 degrees in the shop. It was 110 when I started out here. So don't worry, I've had plenty of water today. I'm still drinking, and I have a fan blowing at me down here. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I've got nitrile gloves on. Just remember, we don't wear heavy gloves when we're running the drill press because the drill bit can catch your glove or something on you and get you twisted up around there and hurt you. So anyway, so here we go. I'll probably see if I can figure out how to do a time lapse. If I can't, I'll just cut this part out and talk to you later. I always want to use cutting liquid. There's one. Here we go. What's my use cutting liquid? I got some margins on there. Maybe I'll All right, there we have it. So the first plate got all the holes drilled out for it. That is really hot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and drill out the holes for the big round piece, but I'm not going to show you that because, well, it's boring. So we'll catch you when I'm all done with that. Hey everybody, here we are, we're back. I've got all the holes drilled and everything. As you see, I went ahead and got the plate bolted to the brake drum here, and I got the square plate bolted to the bottom of the vise. Now the reason they're all bolted together is because while I was drilling the holes in the plates and the neighbor started mowing, and then his son came out and was running the weed eater, and the dad was yelling at the little girls to go back in the house, and they were making it kind of ragged. Plus it was dinner time, so I went inside, ate some dinner, cooled off a little bit, and in that time the temperature in the shop has dropped a whole whopping 10 degrees. So now it's only 90 in here instead of 100. So, which is, you know, I'm getting ready to weld, so I got a long sleeve shirt on, so that's nice. Anyway, so I got my leg centered up here on my plate, and if you notice the plate, I don't know how well you can tell in the video, it's got a little bit of shine to it. That's because it's still got the oil from the drill on it. And you may be asking yourself, Fab Daddy, why don't you just take some brake clean, spray that off, wipe it down. Brake clean, carb cleaner, anything that has like CFCs in it and welding, do not mix. It can make you very, very sick, and it's not just like a temporary thing. It is a lifelong thing. So please, please, please never use brake clean to clean any metal or anything that you're going to be welding. It's very hazardous to your health. I'm planning on doing a little video on that later, so stay tuned and we'll get back to that. So anyway, so I've got everything set up here. The leg is centered. It's fairly square. I'm going to square it up as I'm tacking it. I'm going to weld it, and then I may try to figure out how to get this on the floor so I can know where I'm going to mount the vise, because I don't want to mount it square. I kind of want to set it off to one side so that way I'm not kicking the drum down here as I'm working. So anyway, gonna get some stuff going here in a second. Got new batteries in my helmet and my welding hood, so that should be good to go. We got our ground going here. So what I'm gonna do is, if you can hear me, I'm just gonna put a couple tacks, probably put a tack on one corner here, get everything squared up with the base plate, get this squared to this. Then we'll put some more tacks, make sure, do a double check on, make sure everything's square, and then we'll burn it in. All right. has turned up really high. Okay, where's my square? Here we go. Up that way. Actually, pretty good that way. All right, so it needs to come this way. Or square-ish there. Square there. Square that way. And we're square that way. So that is way too hot. Let's lower it down a little bit. Still really hot. Square, square-ish. We go for ish around here. Square, square. We're kind of leaning back a little bit. Man, it's all right, bead. Okay. Apparently the got this turned up a little high. Oh wait, it's over here. No, it's over here. Where are we at? Oh yeah, that's kind of high. There we go. Have it on 12. Usually weld about 11. Makes it a little easier to see. I am not a professional welder. I've taken some welding classes. My welding instructor called me a gorilla welder. What he meant by that was my welds are like gorillas, big and ugly but strong. So we'll find out. All right. Hammer. Rolled for a hammer. There we go. Yeah. Sounds pretty solid. Turn that off so I'm not talking over it. Now, I'm going to put this down on the ground. This could be entertaining. Stay tuned. That wasn't too bad. Get this out of the way. Sorry, that was probably loud. Trash can out of the way here. Okay, so now, actually, if I center that, it may not be too bad. See, what I was worried about was, you see that? Let's zoom in here a little bit. No, that made it worse. Sorry, hang with me. Okay, so here's vise, or the top of my vise. What I was originally thinking was if I centered this, so I have an X on the bottom. Well, maybe not. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, there it is. You can see it. Use that X to center this plate on here. But I was worried that it was going to be too far in while I'm working here. I was going to be kicking the bottom. So I was going to set it off this way a little bit. You know, I think I still might. Thought it was going to fall, didn't you? All right, so this plate is 6 and not quite 3/4. That's 2.5. So I'm going to go. An inch. Excuse me. So if I put this on here, an inch of overhang, enough room to I measured the wrong side. Oh, there it is. Room to weld. Yeah, I think that'll work. Not real sure how I'm going to do this, but I have an idea. All right, so if we're 6 5/8, it's half of 5/8. 5/16. 3 5/16. Close enough anyway. 5/16. Quarter. All right, so what I did there was I split, I can't see it. I split this base plate. You can see my marks here. There's a 1-inch line right there. That's going to be my overhang off the back. Then this line here, and there's another one there. I don't know if you can see it. That's halfway across this plate. And I measured halfway across the tube. So when I line up the marks on the tube and the marks on here, it should be where I want it. And this is going to be entertaining. If I was a good fabricator, I'd figure out some way to hold that on there, but I'm not a good fabricator. I'm a hack job. According to some people. Actually, maybe what I could do, maybe help hold that a little bit. I'll put line, no matter where. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be big enough, but we'll see what we can do. All right. Come on. Okay. With this little, I put a little piece of angle iron on here. What that's going to do is hopefully help hold the weight of the vise so that I can don't have to hold it with one hand while welding it with another. All right. Okay. So I need a light under here. Take our phone. Light. Hey, there we go. To get the 1 inch mark in this okay, let's get there. And we'll get good. What is it? 3 5/16. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So we should be where we need to be. So I'm going to put some tacks on a couple of the corners. Let's see what we have. Hold it. All right, now we take our square, which I'm sure you can't see anything because you're looking at the back of my head. Let's take our square. And yeah, we're level that way, or we're square that way. Square that way. Hey, we're all square. So I'll just burn it in. Ow. Alright, so I absolutely hate welding upside down. So it's not really going to be any good way for you to watch me do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to lay this down on the floor. Oh, maybe here. Let's see. Let's get that out of the way. Put that away. With that. We'll roll this around. Hey, that's nice. That moves pretty well. I'll layer down. So now that gives me pretty good access to the bottom of the plate to weld it in without doing overhead welding, which sucks. Nice. For any of my Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans, nice. Set that over there. Is that gonna stay? Hey. Yeah, will work. All right, one more here. There we go. Finally, my last bead finally looks like a good weld. All right. Set this puppy up. Nice. There we go. There we have it. A nice, not heavy duty, what the heck? Chip it all right now. A nice, I'll call it a medium duty vise. It really isn't. It's more of a light duty. And you can't see the top of my head. That's okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just kidding. So, make sure it's hot. That's what we have. Oops. Here, as you can see, got a nice work surface, good work height. I like my tools higher than a lot of people. Normally this would be mounted on a bench that's a little bit lower than this, so you're always hunched over. I like being straight up, helps my back. You're still not seeing the top of my head. Anyway, so here I'm going to show you. Remember I told you this is a reversible vise. So say you get out here, which the jaws on this are 6.5 inches wide, but it's actually pretty good width. So we get out here. Looks like it's got a little spot where you could, the tubes. So say you get out here, you get out, you're at 6 inches or so, 6.5. So you get much over that, you get about 7 inches. That's all the wider you can go. What you can do is you can take this part out, slide it in the backside, start cranking it in. Okay, I've never done this before. Why are you not going? Oh, because I got... Hey, welcome back. Sorry about that, but my camera filled up the SD card and turned off. So it was late at night, so I went to bed and now I'm back. It's the next day. It's back up to about 110 degrees in the shop again, but as you can see, I got this put back in. Like I said, I got this part flipped around to this side, so now you can clamp something up to about, let's see, about 10 inches wide. So if you got something big like, I don't know if that'll fit in there or not. You have something like you want to clamp this plate in there, it gives you more room to do that. Like I said, this is going to be a good little vise. Basically, I'm going to flip this back around. And what I'm going to use this for first is so I'm going to put, remember the little jaws I had here? I'm going to throw those in because what I'm going to do is I need to take, so these are the lines, I got two of them here. These are the lines for the oil cooler, and I want to convert this line, which is just a rubber hose, which these have a bad habit of leaking and blowing out. I'm going to get this clamped in here, so I'll probably go this way. It's clamped in. There we go. And I'm going to cut that off, and I have some AN fittings that will clamp onto there that I can then use an AN line. And speaking of that, sorry, I ended up getting, there's a couple more jaws here, and they have magnets on the back to put in here. That I can now take AN fittings, and these are hard plastic. They're designed to hold the AN fittings, so you can put different fittings in. And I also broke down. Remember one of my last videos, I was using steel wrenches. I ended up going ahead and getting an adjustable AN wrench. So what'll happen is you'll put like the hose in here, and you'll use this wrench to tighten that up. So if you come back next episode, which I hope you do, you'll see me start building some AN lines for the oil cooler and the transmission oil cooler, which if you see Buford, he has 2 coolers there in front of the radiator. I actually bought a second stock cooler to put in it just to, so it kind of matches and looks a little better than having one of those ugly aftermarket transmission coolers in it. So thanks for watching. Sorry, it was kind of a crazy video with a lot of cuts in it. But I'm glad you watched, and I really hope you come back next time. And I really, really hope that if you did enjoy this video, you click the like button below and that you would subscribe and stick with me through this journey as I build this truck. So other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.